That's right. It's the fourth week of the Infectious Grove Podcast, just for funsies tournament. No, not funsies. It's the fourth week of the new rounds.
The new rounds, yeah. I was like, I feel like we've been doing this for that long.
You look so confused when you said that.
No, I thought your face said it wasn't for funsies, but it was just confusion. I wasn't understanding it. So, anyways, you are hearing me. My name is Russ, and along with me, as always, is Kyle. And I moved your drop on the buttons, but Kyle is with me, along with. Michelle is here, and you guys, I wish we did webcams because she looks so pleased every time that drop happens.
She gets so mad. It's so funny.
It's wonderful. You get mad. You should see the feedback we got on all the episodes leading up to it. So, speaking of feedback, last week's episode was, in fact, Dermot Kennedy's Without Fear LP versus Pearl Jam 10. We all voted on it. Kyle actually voted against his own record last week, but based on the strength of Pearl Jam 10, it's a hell of a record. So, Michelle stood her ground, dug her heels in. If you know Michelle personally, that is in no way, shape, or form a surprise. Michelle stuck by Dermot Kennedy. So, now we did get a bunch of feedback this week, and this week was not as close as last week's, but there was still, and we just talked about right before we went on air, there were a lot of people who had never heard the record by Dermot Kennedy, and one of the reasons why we even started the show was to get more people to listen to more music and not say, oh, there's nothing out there that I want to listen to. So it's great for us to see that.
That makes me just as happy as if it would have won.
Yeah, right on.
It's getting people to listen to it. So
right on. I wish I had that feeling about Pet Sounds, but I just can't. I just can't. So anyway, speaking of all the feedback, we greatly appreciate it. Let's get into it.
Feedback, John. Don't worry about that. Right. Where would rock and roll be without feedback?
That's right, David Gilmour. Where would rock and roll be without feedback? Who's going first? Michelle and Kyle got a whole bunch of feedback to share with everybody. Michelle is sternly pointing, oh, they're Rochambeauing for it. This is exciting. Both scissors. Okay. Paper and rock.
Wait, does that mean I go first or does that mean I go second?
Well, just go first. Would you just go first?
Oh, yeah, you just beat me to go first. That's what you did.
All right, here we go. Mario G says that he starts out saying he is not a big Pearl Jam fan. He doesn't dislike them, but they're kind of just there for him. He said 10 is a great album from start to finish, and this is probably his only third listen to the whole record. He says there are no stinkers, as they say.
They being you.
They in air quotes, yeah.
Yeah, they being you.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they as the government, but hey.
But hashtag no stinkers.
Yeah. Then he makes a jab at Dermot Kennedy here, and he says that...
oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
He understands how you could really enjoy this Mumford and Dermot Kennedy album.
Mario, I will say, Mario called me this week to verbalize all of this before putting it in print.
Yeah, so he said he can really enjoy.
Like Marcus Mumford.
I don't think so either. And he also said we've heard this album several times before, and this is in air quotes.
In quotes.
Yeah.
No, it's in quotes. We have to use air quotes.
We don't have to. He said it's pretty much the same all the way. Unfortunately for Dermot, he ran into an all-time great album that he doesn't stand a chance against.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Which is kind of what happened with you and your vote, Kyle.
And he said,
can't be disrespecting Eddie Vedder like that.
Yeah. He said that, what is the worst song on 10? And which I feel like we all know what my answer is.
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback about your answer. But go
on. But surprisingly, his vote is for Pearl Jam. So.
Yeah, hard to believe. There was a signature at the end of Mario's feedback. It's been redacted.
It's been redacted for...
well, it's just you can't say things on the show unless they're totally factual.
Oh, yeah, and what he said is false.
The remark that he made is in progress. So you can't just state it as
Come
fact,
at me, bro.
Faux show. Kyle, what do you got?
I have something here from Stacey R., which I presume is the wifey.
It is, as a matter of fact.
She says, Pearl Jam, no question.
Love it. I like when I saw that, I was like, fair, straight and to the point, you know? and I like that because it encourages that. Like, I feel like some people might go to our Facebook page and see, like, what a Chris Adams or James Porter or Mario, might write and be like, I don't know that much about this, you know? And it's okay to stop by and just be like, here's my truth bomb, bye. What else you got, Kyle?
Joe Hart says, I really wanted to give that Dermot Kennedy album that beat that crappy Beach Bums album out a listen before passing judgment, but life hasn't made that possible. 10 is easily in my top 10 favorites of all time and undeniably the best PJ album. So in clear upset, I'll go with 10.
So I do appreciate that he tried to find time for Dermot Kennedy. Also, 10 is not the best Pearl Jam album. Yield is the best Pearl Jam album. So
We'll leave that discussion for a different day.
Oh, don't worry. Joe and I have been arguing about music really, really hard for like 10 years at least. So I'll take that offline with Joe. Michelle, what else do you got?
Jamie P. Wrote another novel, which I love to read.
His comments are so good.
I know, and they're so detailed.
Yep.
He just put, for Pearl Jam 10, I mean, damn, the whole band is on fire. Fire is
I forgot
all
what
uppercase.
record it was in the tournament. There was my entire notes, let's say Dark Side of the Moon, my entire notes that I wrote down was, I mean, damn. And that was it. I hear you, Jamie.
He said that at the time, the vocals were unlike anything else that we had heard up to that point. The lyrics were brave for tackling abuse, suicide, violence, bullying, and so much more in those times that were not discussed. It's a great point. The A-side of this album could go up against just any other album A-side, and then he lists a couple, like a dozen different A-sides that he would put it up against, and it would fare.
Yeah.
Nevermind, the Black Album, Octoon Baby, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, just to name a few. Then he goes on to talk about...
Those are all records that came out the same year.
It came out in 1991. Sorry, I missed that part.
And we're still talking about 10. You know what I mean? Like, and this is not at all to like bag on one artist over another, but like, what else do you know of really who still talks about the amazing albums that came out in 2010? Nobody, but we all know 21 by Adele, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Pearl Jam 10 was up against the Black Album, Octoon Baby, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, like No More Tears. I don't even know if he mentioned that by Ozzy. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. Like,
oh, no.
And we still talk about this record with reverence. Like, that's how good this record is.
That's crazy.
But I'm sorry, go on.
He said it bridges the gap between the old guard of rock and roll and grunge, which I can agree with.
Absolutely.
And then he goes on to talk about Dermot Kennedy. He said he wanted to love or hate this album. He wanted to hate it because that sounds lost. But he was left denied on both accounts. He said, for me, the record does not stand out from the crowd of music that follows in the same formula. Good vocals over basic chords and the drum machine kicking in when the audience is supposed to feel something. He said he could see how you could sing along in the car to a few songs and that Rome is the strongest song, but that it's very formulated, which I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Everything, I mean, of course, everything with art is subjective, but none of that is like, and this is the worst thing ever.
Right.
Right.
For a dude that admittedly says he went into it wanting to either have an extreme emotion.
Yes. So he goes on to say that the rest of the album is very one note. And he thinks that, especially on a debut album, you'd have to show your musical range so the audience has something to look forward to. And then and
that's conversely something that's in favor of Pearl Jam, because there's so many different sounds in that one record that they went to expand on later.
Yep. And then he said, you may be surprised to read, but his vote is for 10.
I'm stunned. He picked 10? He picked Pearl Jam 10? No idea. Go ahead, Kyle. What else we got?
Friend of the show, Joe.
Friend of the show, Joe.
Who we're still waiting for to come on this goddamn show.
I know. It's insane.
Where are you at, Joe?
You know what? Not so friend of the show, Joe.
Yeah.
Ex-friend of the show, Joe?
No, we don't say ex-friend of the show, Joe.
He said, for me, it's Pearl Jam by a country mile. 10 is flawless, start to finish, and is one of, if not the greatest debut record in the history of rock music. The songs aren't just great, many of them are iconic. The album is a cornerstone for a generation and continues to age magnificently. And I argue that Once is the perfect opening track, as it sets up for the rest of what the album has to offer.
That's so weird that Joe would say that, because our own resident expert said, I think you called Once a stinker.
Hold on. I never said I was an expert.
You were an appointed expert.
Yes, for sure, appointed.
You can't help those thrusts.
It's like an honorary degree.
Sure. Yeah.
He also said that the album delivered on its promise. 10 out of 10 for 10.
Oh boy!
Man. Now I know you disagree with friend of the show, Joe. Or you know what? Acquaintance of the show, Joe. That's what we're calling for now.
Demoted. Chris A says he did listen to Dermot, and it's just not his style, not his jammy jam. He said he should feel like he should abstain from voting because of, for me, it's not a Coke to Pepsi. It's more like a beer to water. I don't hate water, but I enjoy beer a whole lot more.
Yeah, it sounds like Chris is voting.
Whether he likes to or not.
Without voting, he's voting. And you have at least one more, right?
Oh, I got two more.
Oh, damn.
Mike D says, Pearl Jam 10. Bob Marley once said, one good thing about music, when it hits you, feel no pain. 10 does that, and it hits you on the opening track.
Bob Marley was also using other
Feeling
things.
no pain.
Yeah. Using other things.
Not because of music.
But that's a great quote. Yeah. I'm sorry, go on.
If it gets your attention and keeps it, Dermot Kennedy didn't do that. I listened to it and kept hoping it would get better, and it didn't. It's really not my jammy jam.
Oh, boy.
That's two that are not jammy
So how much
jams.
money did they owe us for using that?
Dammy jam.
For the trademark?
Yeah.
We'll discuss that with everybody later.
We'll get the bills in the mail.
Yeah, absolutely.
To that, I say, dammy damn.
Kyle's Dammy Dam.
Jeffrey D., which is Jeffrey Dobbin, I presume.
Jeffrey
no?
D., last commenter of the feedback and most recent paid supporter of the show.
Boom.
Oh, thanks, Jeffrey D.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. He says, I had never heard of Dermot Kennedy. However, I went to Amazon Music and listened, shameless plug there, Amazon Music, and I listened to the complete album. I will say that I did enjoy it, and I wasn't expecting that. I'm usually not a like-it first-time listener. This guy can write some lyrics. I'm not sure who dumped him before he wrote this album, but she's not a nice person, I gather from the songs.
That's one of my favorite comments we
agree.
received this week.
It says, I think he might be clinically depressed over it. The album itself is very monotone to me, the same cadence and same tone to his voice. It isn't unpleasant. I did enjoy it, but it's nothing I would be listening to in 5 years or 10 years.
That sounds like a Michelle review.
Yeah. But I will say that, though, and this is what I was talking about with the staying power of 10. Like, I truly don't. Like, if we went in 5 years in the future, like, as passionate as both of you are about that record, like, I don't see both of you in 5 years still being like,
Yeah, but I just
you gotta
don't
go
like
back and listen
Pearl
to
Jam that much.
That's fine. You liked 10, I think, more than you figured you would.
No, for sure. But, like,
I mean,
would never...
once you got past once.
I would just never, on my own, put on Pearl Jam. If it's on the radio, I leave it.
That's because you haven't listened to Yield Front to Back yet.
He also did say that Dermot Kennedy is a talented lyricist, and he will give him that. Now, as for Pearl Jam 10... This is an absolute masterpiece of music. There isn't a bad song anywhere on it. They sound like they've been...
not even once?
Not even one.
No stingers?
They sound like they've been playing together for decades. From once to release, this album is one of the best ever from any group. I can listen to this over and over again. Vetter is the man. My vote, Pearl Jam 10.
Wait, so how many people voted for Dermot Kennedy?
You. There was... Hold on. Let me tell you this up real quick. There was you. And then there was... Oh, you voted. You voted for...
in that last thing, there was actually more positive stuff about Dermot Kennedy than there was Pearl Jam broken down.
One thing, we already mentioned this, but like just the fact that we have listeners who will go and give something a shot that they've never heard of, and almost nobody uses Amazon Music, and Jeff's like, I'm gonna go find this how I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to take an honest listen to it. And even Joe Hart, with everything that he's got going on, was like, I still tried to do this, but in his defense, like, if 10 is in your top 10 records of all time, like, this one's not gonna come out.
You don't know that.
Come out and knock it out. Yeah, well, one time I had a friend pick this record over Pet Sounds, which like nobody would. So you never know, I guess. So so Pearl Jam 10, moving on to the tournament, and we're getting down to the nitty gritty now.
It's gonna get shitty.
Yeah, things are about to get real tough. Speaking of things getting real tough, holy cow. This week's matchup is something else. We have one record that I think had it easy, and you even said it in the episode where it won, where you were like, well, if I would have known this record was going to go up against that one, like,
yeah.
You know, we have Michael Jackson's Thriller knocked out Silversun Pickups, Carnivas, and like you said, even that, like, damn it, you know, I wish this hadn't gone up against Thriller, but Purple Rain has already accomplished a massive feat in the tournament and took out Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Yeah, which is something.
Which is crazy. And that was one of the first episodes where we had to put it to a vote to the crowd because, Michelle, you were supposed to pick one, but you couldn't even make up your mind.
I couldn't.
So what we have coming up this week is a record that is universally loved in Thriller and a record that already accomplished a massive feat in the tournament, are both meeting head-to-head, which is a little bit insane. It's a little bit insane. Things are getting crazy. So we are going to do what we always do now. Side note, I said this last week, and I can't stress enough, we love the feedback. We love the feedback.
I love to read it.
Yeah,
give us feedback.
Love to read it, and especially I think this week, I think there's going to be people that are going to start writing their comments, having made up their mind, and then talk themselves in and out of their decision like 4 times over the course of their...
let us see your thought process.
Yeah, I'm all about seeing that. So I feel like next week's going to be like a 45-minute episode of just the feedback, just reading the feedback and then going from there. So give us a minute. We're going to take a break, and then we will come back in just a couple of minutes and give you our votes and a little chit and a little chat about how we feel about those two records. We'll be back with you in just a minute.
Once upon a time.
Boring.
It was the best of times. It was the worst.
You got that right.
What's your problem?
We want new stories.
Hi, it's Frankie.
And Garrett. And we host the Ever Trending Story, a weekly podcast where we bring to life a fictional story created by our own minds and some of the hottest, craziest trends from the internet.
Find us wherever you download podcasts, and be sure to join the fun on social media at EverTrendingPod.
Hey, you there. We've got a question for you. Are you tired of clickbait stories and the loudest voices driving discussions in culture and entertainment?
If so, I'm Dylan.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Corey. And we host the podcast From the Middle. We're middle-class guys living in the middle of America, in the middle chapters of our lives with points of view somewhere in the middle.
We take a more reasonable and centrist approach in our discussions covering genres like comedy, culture, entertainment, and interviews with really interesting folks like business owners, comic creators, doctors, news anchors, New York Times best-selling illustrators, professional stand-up comics, and more. We really value a relaxed and conversational podcast, one that we hope is so fun and laid back, you'll forget you're not actually hanging out with us.
So search at From the Mid Pod, just like it sounds, or check us out everywhere you can find podcasts.
All right, we're back. We had everybody's feedback, and it was a pretty decisive situation where Pearl Jam 10 is moving on in the tournament, and this week is anything but decisive for most folks. I literally 3 or 4 weeks ago, when I knew this matchup was going to happen, I started thinking about it then.
How's that working out for you?
I very much have made up my mind.
Oh, boy.
You would think me, of all people, where I know everybody on the show can't see us, but I literally, on my left leg, I have a Michael Jackson tattoo on the left side and Prince on the other. So I'm quite divided about this whole situation. But I will say this before we get into the whole what we decided and discussing it. I will tell you that neither of these records are even my favorites by these artists. Thriller is my 4th favorite Michael Jackson record, and I couldn't even tell you. Purple Rain's at least 2nd or 3rd for me with Prince.
I don't know that I have a favorite from either of these two artists overall.
Oh, you sound like a man who hasn't listened to Invincible or History enough.
Yeah, actually, I grew up listening to History because that's one of the ones the double disc is one of the ones my mom had. That is great.
I don't even History continues.
Yeah,
you can't count the greatest hits as a.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like Thriller, but it's my 4th favorite record by him. So anyways, enough of that. Let's move on to our actual discussion. So Kyle, which one? If you got Purple Rain and Thriller both laying on the coffee table, which one are you picking up?
Damn it, man.
That's not an option.
Yeah, damn it, man. All right.
I had to do some real...
And we'll talk a little bit about it. So
separation of sentiment versus what is better than the other.
And I think that's where we're going with the tournament.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit more with some of the matchups coming, but go on.
Ultimately chose Purple Rain. Boom.
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to reply to that or have some sort of emotion about it. So that's why I took a drink, because I thought you were going to have a comment.
I thought you were going to do a spit take.
Yeah, just all over everything. So, Purple Rain for Kyle. Michelle, what do you got, Thriller or Purple Rain? I feel like I know what your answer is and why, but go on.
I don't know. Now I'm thinking of what you think my answer is.
I know, because you want to throw it the other way.
Yeah, because you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
A Purple Rain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought
she was going to say Thriller.
I thought for sure you were going to say Thriller, and I thought it was going to be based on PYT alone.
No, but I will say this. So after we let it go to a vote for Purple Rain and Fleetwood Mac, every time someone voted for Purple Rain, my heart broke a little, which means that I really wanted Fleetwood Mac to win, but I didn't really realize it until people were saying that they liked...
So I rarely sports, but this is like when the New Jersey Devils beat the Red Wings in the playoffs, and so we all have to root for them to the end because they're...
Yes.
Oh, God, that's awful.
No, what I was going to say is...
I went back to like 96 for that.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So I feel like that is my horse now.
Yeah.
But,
Well, so I also chose Purple Rain.
Oh, boy.
And here's why. Now, let's look at this, I guess, as much of a, for lack of a better term, scientific way. There are stinkers on Thriller, and I cried for weeks when Michael Jackson passed. I have a gigantic poster of him behind me. I have the Beat It jacket. I've got the glove. Nobody call into question me being a Michael Jackson fan because I'm picking Purple Rain over Thriller. The situation is this: Baby Be Mine, I could take or leave. The Lady in My Life, I could take or leave. The most controversial track for me. I agree with that. The most controversial track for me is PYT. I could take or leave that track, and I know everyone on earth loves that, but me, like, don't get me wrong. If you put it on PYT, I'm not going to be like, when's this garbage going to be over? But like, I would never. If I was going to make you a playlist of 100 Michael Jackson songs, that would be number 100. It's just really. It's just yeah.
You just said you didn't like the other two, and you said that would be.
I wouldn't include them on the. They wouldn't make the cut at all.
Noted. But PYT does, so that's all that matters.
Purple Rain, I'm going to do this off the top of my head, so forgive me if I forget something. Let's Go Crazy, not a stinker.
Oh, man.
Take Me With You, not a stinker. The Beautiful Ones, Computer Blue. Oh, dear Lord. Computer Blue. I think you don't get Computer Blue.
Is it because you don't get it?
I think it is because you don't get it. That song is so... It's almost a progressive rock song right in the middle of this album. But so, Darling Nikki, When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, Purple Rain.
The other day, I was sitting in line waiting for ice cream in the drive-thru, and
wait, do you want to save this for after the show, or does this have anything to do with
Purple Rain?
I thought Michelle was just like, "Hey, you guys, guess what?
I got ice cream.
I see the buttons red, but I need to tell you this ice cream story real quick."
So I was sitting in line in my car, and Purple Rain came on the radio, and it's like 90 degrees outside, and I literally rolled down my windows and blasted it to I wanted to treat everybody outside to that song, and then I put on the album after that.
Purple Rain, the title cut is one of those songs that, like, we've talked about this before with, like, Pink Floyd. Like, I don't like that Another Brick in the Wall is what they're known for.
Yeah.
You know, because On the Wall alone, there's, like, so much better than that song. If Prince was only known for the title song from Purple Rain, okay. I'll put my name on that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like a ballad and a blues jam, and the lyrics are deep enough to where it could mean anything to anyone.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I also know people that are like, what the fuck does Purple Rain mean? You know what I mean? Like, you can make up your own meaning to it. It very much has a meaning. I think I've explained it to you before, haven't I? The meaning behind.
We talked about it this week.
Yeah, like the actual what Prince's meaning was behind that phrase, Purple Rain, and it just everything about it is just perfect. Like, if that's all he was ever known for, I would be like, okay, that's fine. I'm now anybody that comes over the house, I'm going to play like 37 other Prince records for you. But you know, and again, what I touched on earlier is like with Michael, Bad. There's not a bad song on Bad. Like, the whole record is flawless front to back. He did it again with Dangerous. There's like maybe a stinker on Dangerous. I feel like people are like, no, there's not, but I think there's at least one. And then History is freaking flawless for like a bunch of different reasons. Oh yeah. And I've been on such an invincible kick lately that Thriller might be whittling its way down to number 5.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And but with Purple Rain, Prince had so many different genres that it's almost hard for me to rank his music. Like, Michael is very in the lane, you know, and it's easy for me to go, these are all R&B records, and it's almost hard for me to judge Purple Rain against a psychedelic rock record like Around the World in a Day, or an album with every genre ever like Sign of the Times, or the Symbol record. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost hard for me to even compare them. I also think that part of me is like music snob about it. Like, I don't want Purple Rain to be my favorite just because you're not supposed to have Purple Rain as your favorite. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you liked it before it was cool.
Yeah. I definitely didn't like Purple Rain before it was cool. I liked Purple Rain about a year and a half after it was cool. But the thing with the difference between me and like when everybody else was jumped on Purple Rain as soon as it came out, I got on the Purple Rain right before Around the World in a Day came out. Like, right before that. And then I got Purple Rain and I was like, this is amazing. And then Around the World in a Day came out, and like me and 4 other people ran to buy it because it's so different than Purple Rain.
Right.
And I love that record so much that it kicked off like the rest of my Prince fandom. So I didn't even really soak in and appreciate Purple Rain for what it is until 92, 3, 4. Like, I really didn't even go back, because at the time Prince was like, every 2 minutes you'd be like, didn't the Prince album just come out? Why is there a new Prince album? You know, like, you know, and even like I talk about the train a lot that he went on. that ridiculous train that he went on, but it's like within a year he put out like Purple Rain, Around the World in a Day, Parade, Love Sexy, Sign of the Times, and I feel like I'm forgetting one, but like all those records came out like 1 year apart. And Sign of the Times,
I thought you meant they all came out in the same year. I was like, what?
Well, he recorded a whole bunch of a lot of it in the same year, but they were all released like 1 year apart. Who amongst us understands why Warner had a problem with Prince turning in too many records?
Right.
Warner was like, we have to like promote this for a minute,
Nah.
But like I literally would turn around and like when Sign of the Times came out, I was like, how is that another Prince out? God damn it, this is a double. Like it was just amazing to me that he did so much.
Crazy.
So now none of that discounts Thriller, and I think anybody who picks Thriller over Purple Rain, in my opinion, is you're judging it more on the cultural phenomenon that it was. Like
also the hits that are on there are just so
they're massive.
Good. So like
they're
it kind of makes up for the stinkers, but
yeah,
I just like the Prince album front to back.
Yeah.
Besides
Computer Blue.
Am I going to get hit today?
I think today's the day. I don't know if you guys are going to be here on Friday night, or tonight, I should say, since the episode's coming out on Friday. But if y'all come over on Friday, I'm going to play Computer Blue until you get it. I'm just gonna and I will. I think I said this during the episode, and you might not know this, but Computer Blue is actually 2 songs. It was
That's
2 separate songs, and he didn't. There wasn't space to include both songs, so he put them together into one. So
how does that make more space?
He chopped out parts of each song, and where it shifts in the middle, where it switches to the doom doo 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 doo, where the bass line comes in, he like cut the intro off of that song and cut the outro out of the other, and made a perfect, fantastic. Oh, you guys, she's shaking her head. Yes, she gets it now.
Nope.
I just did it. She gets it now. So.
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
So believe it or not, and I get another chance to use a drop. All of us agree that Purple Rain is
Right record. Right record.
Yep.
That is too true.
Nothing is taking away from Thriller. Thriller is a masterpiece in its own right, and yes, I can say that about a record with stinkers. I think that you can be a masterpiece still.
I had to emotionally detach myself from that record because I grew up listening to a lot of Michael Jackson, specifically that record, and not a lot of Prince stuff. Mm-hmm. But the stinkers on Thriller get in the way of the non-stinkers.
Oh, I agree.
And there's nothing stinky about Purple Rain. So.
No poo-poo. I mean, like, I can see from here. I can't see the other thing from here, but literally, I have an exact replica of the Beater jacket. Around the corner, I have an exact replica of the Billie Jean glove. That's how much I love
Moonwalker video game.
Yeah. I can see from here that I have a full-size Moonwalker arcade game. Like, my loyalty to Michael Jackson cannot be called into question over this, but I just, between the 2 records, and me personally, I almost look at this as, and what you talked about, how monster some of the songs are. Mm-hmm. For me, I would put up Beat It, Billie Jean, and Human Nature, like that run. Those 3 songs are what I would make my discussion against Thriller or Purple Rain with. Do you know what I'm saying?
I could see that.
Yeah.
Like before you even worry about the title cut or want to be starting something, like really to me the nitty gritty boils down to those 3 tracks are the ones that those 3 tracks alone could go up against Purple Rain.
Yeah, it's like I told you, I grew up with the Thriller video like scaring the absolute shit out of me. Like forever and ever and ever and ever. And I don't know. I listened to that record a lot when I was younger and started listening.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody did.
Yeah, I started listening to Prince later in life and then came to the realization that,
And the other thing, and this doesn't count in the tournament, but when you listen to like the 12-inch remixes from Purple Rain, and find out that the dude had like more genius that he had to whittle down. Like there's a 12-inch remix of Let's Go Crazy, and every time I play it for somebody, I'm like, this is the definitive version of the song. It's like 3 minutes longer than the one that's on the record, and it's a shit ton better than the one that's on the record. No, you haven't heard this. You need to hear it. It's fantastic.
I think you played it for me, didn't you?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I played it for you. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the volume level started at like 5, and then it was on like 17 by the end of the song.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is where we stand. I'm quite surprised that all 3 of us picked the one record.
It was tough, man.
Yeah, and that's the way it's going to fall for us. And that doesn't mean that that's the winner. We very well could have the vote go the other way. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
There might be a super big Baby Be Mine fan out there who thinks we're all crazy.
If it is the winner, it'll be the first time that I voted for the winner.
Well, that'll be a new accomplishment for you.
Achievement unlocked.
Nice. So, as I mentioned earlier, this episode will be out on Friday morning, and I'll do the usual social media post. Hey, here's a clip from the episode, and when you get a chance, let us know. I think the big thing about this, though, is we don't have people, like, there's not going to be anybody who has to go look up one record or the other. I feel like...
I'm assuming most people have heard both.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to give it a good listen, though.
No, go for a refresher. For sure.
Back to back.
Well, because, I feel like I'm, like, trying to poison the well here, but I think if people give Thriller an honest listen again, I think they will be like, I don't remember that song not being so good, or like,
people tune out the stinkers and just remember the really good ones. Out there,
and and you know what? One more thing, Purple Rain, I think is timeless. Mm-hmm. As far as even there's like 80s sounds on there, like the Minneapolis drum machine sound that's all through that record is still timeless. As soon as you hit Baby Be Mine, you are in 1982.
Yeah,
and that's one of my big problems with PYT is the like the robotic voice and that stuff. I'm like,
get out of here.
That's what I say. Get out of here with your robotic voice. So anyways, this episode will be up on Friday morning. We'll put the usual clip up. It'll probably be, at a total guess, it'll be Michelle saying something ridiculous will be included in the clip. And then we will say, hey, when you get a chance to listen to these two records, give us your feedback. You don't have to leave a ton of reasons why. You can just say one album or the other. We definitely want to hear if you do have a ton of reasons why. As you heard, there was a lot of anguish and despair just now with the two or the three of us trying to, well, not you so much. You were just like, nope, Purple Rain, that's it.
No, I do like you said, there's stinkers on Thriller, and like the hits do make it like a great album,
right?
But it's just when you put it next to Purple Rain, that has like a little bit of a stinker.
No, not even close. So, anyways, so the winner of this round will return, and we're getting down to it now. We only have, I think, 3 episodes left of the tournament, which is crazy. Now, next week's matchup is going to be another one that's insane, but for different reasons. It's Carole King Tapestry versus Led Zeppelin 4. Now, both of these records, not from you, Michelle, but from the listeners, both of these records won on sentimental value. Both of them. All of the feedback we got on both of these records was like, I used to get, high and listen to Led Zeppelin. I used to drink and listen to Carole King. We got this comment about both records. That record got me through.
They came out the same year, right?
They both
everyone
came out
was
in
listening
71.
to this shit at the same time, man.
Yeah. So I feel like that's going to be another one where people are going to be like, I don't want to choose.
Damn.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And then after that, either Led Zeppelin 4 or Tapestry is going to go up against either Thriller or Purple Rain. Like, things are getting real over here. Should be a whole lot of fun. What?
No, Pearl Jam 10 has to go up against something.
Oh, yeah, just kidding.
I was like, you're missing one.
Yeah.
It's Pearl Jam 10 against what wins today.
I'll edit all that out.
Oh, I see how it is now. That you do the editing, so you edit out yours.
I want so badly to, come up with a drop to put in of her being like, you're right, Russ. Anyways, hey, you guys are hearing this on Friday, and if you're hearing this and we sound a little bit overjoyed and a little bit more giddy than usual, just wait till you hear what we have coming for you on Monday. Holy cow. We are
many things.
We are giddy and we are excited, and we thank everybody for listening. We thank everybody for your support. Like I say, we just got ourselves a new supporter today. We are very thankful for it, and we thank everybody in advance for all of the emotional distress we're going to cause you with the tournament going forward. So we greatly appreciate everything about our listeners, and we very much look forward to your feedback. Bye.
Bye.